Okay, so picture this. You're in the Vienna woods.
That's right.
It's January 1889.
Wow.
It's a cold morning. The sun's coming up over the trees.
Mm-mm.
You come to a hunting lodge.
Yeah.
It's called Mayerling. Inside is the heir to the Austro-Hungarian throne.
Wow.
Crown Prince Rudolf. He's dead.
Oh, my goodness.
And the official story is
Yeah.
heart attack.
Right?
But there's a lot more going on here. It's a story of forbidden romance,
Okay.
political intrigue,
Right.
and a tragic end
Wow.
that people still talk about today.
Really captivating.
So, want to join us as we unravel this mystery?
Absolutely.
We're going to take a deep dive into the Mayerling incident. We're going to be exploring the lives of the people involved,
Okay.
the events that led up to that night, and the lasting impact
Mm.
it had on history.
Sounds fascinating.
So buckle up. This is a trip you won't want to miss. And hey, if you like these deep dives, make sure you subscribe to the show. We've got a lot more stories from the past for you.
Okay, that's subscribe.
So we're going back in time to Austria-Hungary at the turn of the 19th century.
Mm.
Imagine a society that's steeped in tradition, where the royal family
Mm-hmm.
has immense power and where duty
Right.
often came before personal happiness.
Yeah, I see.
And at the center of our story is Crown Prince Rudolf, a man caught between two worlds.
Okay.
On the one hand, he is the heir to a vast empire,
Wow.
a symbol of power, prestige, but he's also a troubled soul,
Mm-hmm.
burdened by expectations,
Right.
grappling with his own personal demons.
Oh, wow.
It seems like his upbringing really had a big impact on him,
Yeah.
like his dad,
Yeah.
Emperor Franz Joseph.
Mm-hmm.
He was really strict, a traditionalist,
Like a disciplinarian.
totally. Emphasized discipline, protocol. The whole environment was very formal,
Oh, wow.
emotionally distant.
Mm-hmm.
And his mom,
Yeah.
Empress Elizabeth,
Oh, right. Cece.
Sisi,
Yeah.
she was very captivating,
Oh, I bet.
but also known for being distant.
Really?
She was obsessed with her image,
Oh, wow.
and she wasn't always emotionally there for him.
Ah, so we've got a young man
Yeah.
carrying this weight of the empire,
The weight of the empire, yeah.
but lacking that connection
Exactly.
with his own family.
It's kind of sad, right?
Yeah, it's kind of sad.
And it helps us understand why he became so rebellious.
So he was rebellious.
He clashed with his father's values. He was drawn to more liberal ideas. He had lots of affairs.
Okay.
He fell into alcohol and drug abuse.
Oh, wow.
He seems like he was always pushing against the boundaries of his role, looking for something more.
Right, trying to find himself.
Exactly.
Interesting.
And that search led him to this woman named Mary Vitsera.
Okay.
Mary was only 17,
Oh, wow.
from a minor noble family.
Mm-hmm.
She was spirited, ambitious. She loved the idea of love and romance.
Ah,
And their relationship was like a whirlwind. It was all stolen moments,
okay.
secret meetings,
Yeah.
this classic forbidden love,
Right. Classic story.
a contrast to the formality of court life.
Yeah.
This must have been scandalous for the time, right?
No, absolutely.
Like, royal marriages back then weren't about love.
No, they were about politics.
Exactly. They were strategic alliances.
Alliances.
They were all about power and influence.
Right, to secure their power.
Rudolph's marriage to Princess Stephanie of Belgium.
Okay.
That's a perfect example.
And-
It was purely political.
Ah, so no love there.
No love at all.
Interesting.
And I bet that just made the allure of a relationship with Mary even stronger.
Right, because she offered an escape
And escape from all that pressure.
from everything.
Exactly.
Interesting. And for Mary,
Yeah.
I think it's a little more complicated.
Okay.
Like, she was raised on romantic ideals, right?
yeah.
I mean, the idea of being loved by the crown prince,
Right.
by the heir to an empire,
Wow.
must have been amazing for her.
Intoxicating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she was also looking for an escape from her own life.
I see.
She wanted excitement,
Right.
validation, maybe even some purpose.
It's like they were both from these totally different worlds.
Yeah, total opposites.
Drawn together by circumstance.
Brought together by fate.
Looking for something they thought the other one had.
Yeah, each looking for what they lacked.
Rudolph was disillusioned,
Mm-hmm.
world-weary. He found comfort in her youthful idealism.
And she saw him as a way to break free.
Exactly. A way to break free from society's expectations
Yeah.
and experience this grand, passionate love.
And pulling the strings behind this whole affair
Yeah.
was Countess Marie Lariche.
Oh, the Countess.
Yeah.
Tell me about her.
She was related to the royal family.
Okay.
She was known for her connections, and she was a master manipulator.
Oh, wow.
She set up their meetings. She was the go-between.
Okay.
She basically kept the flames of this whole romance burning.
Wow.
Yeah,
So she saw an opportunity in their vulnerability
absolutely.
and their longing for something more.
Totally.
And as the relationship intensified,
Yeah.
Rudolph started to get more and more desperate.
More desperate.
Yeah, he began talking openly about suicide,
Really?
even looking for someone to join him.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, it's chilling, but it shows us his state of mind,
Right.
the depth of his anguish.
Yeah, and it brings up something really interesting about the time.
What's that?
Vienna, in the late 19th century, had this weird thing with death.
Like a fascination.
Yeah, almost romanticized it.
Really?
Like it was seen as dramatic,
Wow.
heroic even.
Huh?
So Rudolph's thoughts weren't totally out there for his time,
I guess not.
which sadly
Yeah.
sets the stage for what happened at Maryland.
Okay, before we get into what happened that night,
Yeah.
let's take a break.
Sounds good. Welcome back.
So we were talking about Rudolph's
Yeah.
growing despair
His fascination with death.
and how that was kind of a thing back then.
Mm-hmm.
So let's go back to that January morning in 1889.
Okay.
Rudolph and Mary are alone at the hunting lodge.
At Maryland.
Maryling.
Yeah,
We don't know exactly what happened.
right. It's still a mystery.
But what Rudolph's valet found,
Oh, gosh.
Lost Check was his name,
Okay.
when he found it,
Yeah,
it sent shockwaves through the entire empire.
I can imagine.
Picture this. Lost Check walks into the lodge.
Okay.
He finds Mary dead.
Yeah.
Oh, no. A gunshot wound.
Wow.
Then hours later,
Yeah.
they find Rudolph.
Mm-hmm.
He's dead too.
Oh, my goodness.
Suicide.
Wow.
News of this spreads like wildfire.
It's a huge scandal.
Huge.
Yeah.
So what did the royal family do?
Well, they went into damage control immediately.
Yeah.
They had to protect the Habsburg dynasty,
Right.
their image, so they changed the story.
Bro.
A double suicide, a heart attack.
Wow.
They had to hide the suicide.
Because?
Well, suicide was a sin in the Catholic Church.
Oh, right.
So they had to keep it quiet.
So they swept it under the rug.
Pretty much.
So how were the burials handled?
That's where it gets interesting.
Okay.
Rudolph was still the crown prince.
Right.
So to give him a proper burial, Emperor Franz Joseph had to get permission from the Vatican.
Really?
Yeah, he had to argue that Rudolph wasn't in his right mind when he died.
Okay.
And the Vatican agreed. They gave Rudolph a grand funeral.
Wow. Like he deserved.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Mary's story is different.
Yeah.
Her body was taken away from Maryling secretly.
Okay.
No public funeral.
Really?
She was buried at a nearby monastery,
Wow.
and her family couldn't even go.
It's like they were trying to erase her.
Exactly. They wanted to protect the Habsburgs.
It's sad how power works, you know?
Yeah, it really is.
But we still have Mary's letters.
Oh, right. Her letters.
They give us some insight into what she was thinking.
Like a window into her soul.
Exactly.
Yeah.
In one letter to her mother,
Mm.
she asks for forgiveness.
Okay.
She says she couldn't resist love.
Wow.
And in another letter to her sister,
Yeah.
she tells her to marry for love.
Something she couldn't do.
Exactly.
That's so sad.
It's a reminder that behind all the politics and cover-ups,
Yeah.
there were real people here
With real emotion.
making choices.
And facing consequences.
And speaking of consequences,
Yeah.
Rudolph's death obviously had a big impact on the future of the empire.
Absolutely. It changed everything.
Like what?
Well, the line of succession, it was a mess.
Okay.
Rudolph was gone.
Hmm.
The next in line was Franz Joseph's brother,
Hmm.
but he was already dead.
Oh.
So the title went to his son,
Oh.
Rudolph's cousin,
And who was that?
Archduke Franz Ferdinand.
Franz Ferdinand. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Isn't he the guy whose assassination
No.
started World War I?
Exactly.
That's crazy.
I know, it's a chilling thought, right?
So you're saying that this love affair,
This tragedy at Maryland
this personal tragedy,
might have led to one of the deadliest wars in history.
it's all connected.
History is full of surprises,
So Rudolph's death put Franz Ferdinand in a position,
where he became a target.
a target.
Yeah.
It's like Marilyn set off a chain of events.
That led to millions of deaths.
This is heavy stuff.
Yeah, it really makes you think.
It shows how one event...
Can have these massive ripple effects.
Okay, so before we get into the wider impact of Maryling,
Yeah.
let's take a quick break. We've been talking about how this incident at Maryling,
Yeah.
this love affair, this tragedy,
Right.
might have had a role in the start of World War I.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty amazing how one event can lead to another.
It's all connected.
But even beyond the line of succession,
Yeah,
this scandal had a huge impact on the empire itself.
definitely.
This wasn't just some private thing. It was
Yeah.
public.
Everyone knew about it.
And it really hurt the image of the Habsburgs.
Habsburgs, yeah.
You know, they were supposed to be strong and stable.
Powerful.
Yeah.
Powerful.
Like it showed their weakness.
Exposed them.
Yeah, exactly.
And it gave people a reason to doubt them.
Those who were already questioning them.
Yeah. And it made people worry about the future.
Especially with Rudolph's liberal ideas. Right, totally different from his dad's.
So it wasn't just a personal tragedy.
No, it was a political one.
Yeah, it showed the cracks in the empire.
Yeah, sped up the decline.
Interesting how personal tragedy can do that.
Totally. And you mentioned before how Vienna was so fascinated with death.
Mm-hmm.
Did Marling affect that?
Oh, absolutely.
How so?
Well, this event, with all its mystery,
Yeah, the forbidden love, the suicide,
it really captured people's imagination.
fed that fascination.
Yeah, pushed it even more. Artists, writers, composers.
They were all inspired.
Totally. They explored themes of love, loss, despair.
So Marling became like a cultural touchstone.
Exactly.
It shaped how people thought about death.
It reflected those changing attitudes.
It's wild how this one event
Can have such a huge impact.
affected politics,
Yeah.
culture,
Global events even.
and it still fascinates us today.
Over a century later.
It really shows how everything's connected.
History is not just dates and facts.
No, it's about people.
Their passions, their choices.
And sometimes their tragedies.
It makes you think.
What do you think motivated Rudolph and Mary?
Was it love? Despair?
Both, maybe.
Maybe.
How did their choices lead them to this?
And how did it all change history?
So many questions.
But that's the beauty of history.
We're always learning.
Always discovering.
I hope this deep dive gave you a new perspective on Marling.
And maybe sparked your curiosity.
To learn more about this time,
There's always more to discover.
thank you for joining us on this journey.
It's been a pleasure.
And if you liked this deep dive into the Marling incident,
Be sure to subscribe.
we have tons more stories from history.
Captivating mysteries.
Until next time.